They said they intercepted him.
But they're literally coming after America. They want to pull us into this.
They're so stupid, bro. If they do that shit.
Well, if they done that, I think the decision's probably being made right in D.C. right now to kick it into gear. He warned that guy.
Why do you think we got a second aircraft fleet coming into the Middle East?
Did you read the Huckabee letter? How he says, how you were spared on September whatever when they tried to assassinate Trump? Like in the very first sentence, I was like, "Whoa, here we go." What did Mike Huckabee write? Did you see what Trump posted? He posted the whole text message.
So there's one aircraft carrier station, and Diego Garcia. Then there's a second one that was coming up through the strait there in Malaysia, and then a third one just left out of Virginia. George H. Herbert Walker Bush, whatever. George Herbert Walker Bush.
Yeah, the Nemesis class one. Yeah.
Well, the Nemesis class one's coming through Malaysia. I don't know what the George is. The Nimitz also the George Herbert Walker.
Oh,
I thought it was. I might be wrong, but I mean, you can double check.
People.
Yeah,
it's a moot point, but like the point is like how many? You got 2 submarines, how many frigates, how many destroyers,
did you
how many battleships, like per fleet?
There was 30 strata tankers that left out of the United States and headed to Europe yesterday. They got there yesterday, and then they had the WC-135, the nuke sniffer, out running like training exercises over like Nebraska.
Listen, we represent the people.
Yeah, it's gonna get down like Charlie Brown. The fact that they fucking fired at Arab John, that I kind of get the Arab John. It's a base in western Iraq. It's a U.S.
So they fired at a base and a consulate. Is what you're saying?
You know that we keep like 2,500 U.S. soldiers in Iraq as like an anti-ISIS
deterrent.
Yeah. So yeah, they're firing on U.S. installations, and we already had like 3 soldiers die last year. We don't want no more of this shit. Don't fuck with our boats and don't fuck with our people.
I just want to know where the fuck did you get the report, bro? Because I need to see that shit, bro. That's important, bro.
Just Google it.
Do you know who Keegan Duncan is?
No.
Look him up on YouTube. He's a U.S. military. He's in the military. He's got access to all the intel. He's been doing reports of what's been going on militarily around the world for probably 2 years on Clubhouse, on YouTube. But you can look up his latest one. It was probably maybe 45 minutes ago, and he's showing you video from maybe 2 hours ago of actual footage of the drones being knocked down.
The thing is, I heard that they attacked a base in Erbil. It was either yesterday or 2 days ago or something like that, but I don't know. I didn't hear about anything today, so that's the first time I'm hearing something.
Well, I just found out about it 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you can Google it. Have you Googled things recently? It's called Google.
Who, me?
I know people just like to use their lips and tongues here and not actually use their thumbs anymore, but...
I don't, Googling is whatever, bro.
Man, Matt.
Looking at,
Matt put together a killer room the other day, dude. That Dr. Adams is fucking hilarious.
What's up, Matt? Yeah, he is fucking funny.
What's up, Harry? What's going on?
Damn, bro. Well, I hope they did attack. I hope that is true, because, the United States will literally fucking put an end to this in probably 24 hours, if not less than that.
Yeah, we don't want to, but we will.
Fucking, what does it take? A couple of fucking bombers? What's gonna, all their air defenses are down. Nothing's gonna happen.
When we invaded Iraq in 2003, we we hit every water station, every power station, every infrastructure. Like, we had their whole fucking country shut down in less than 24 hours. They were just stuck like Chuck Stone Age style. Like,
That was how many years ago? 22 years ago, man.
You can't look at the flaws in our community, and as men,
Bucket buster bombs, and that's it, bro. They're gonna be with the white flags.
You need to understand, Harry. Those buster bomb need to be tested. They did not got tested yet.
In war, what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Yes,
No, they did not.
You're telling me we've never dropped a 30,000-pound
Trump dropped a Moab his first day in office on Afghanistan. Do you remember that?
well, Moab's different than the MLP.
Well,
Those never
massive
been
ordinance.
They've never been. Oh, wow.
Those never been tested. And that's why Trump said all the time that America has the back of Israel. Because that was the best opportunity to test that bomb on live.
Well, I mean, the bomb has been tested. It just hasn't been used in theater. I think that's what you mean.
That's what it means, yeah. Battle proven, I guess.
No, it's bad, yeah, but it's been rigorously tested.
Right,
That's
okay,
what I'm
for
curious
sure.
about.
Let me understand. Which nuclear America ever bombed?
Nagasaki, Hiroshima,
And then they have the
Bikini Islands.
No, he means like a nuclear facility, he means. That's what he means. Not like nuclear bomb.
where did they have to test it? Which country America attacked lately? You know that bombs also has expiration date.
Yeah, that's why we keep giving our old equipment to Ukraine.
Alright, and what Ukraine has to do with a bomb like that?
They wouldn't be able to carry it. They don't have the planes to carry it.
Exactly.
I think they only could be on the B-2.
You need to think before you talk.
Actually, they've retrofitted the B1 to be able to handle one of them. The B2 can handle two of them.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I mean, but the idea that you can have 60,000 pounds worth of bombs underneath your planes and take off crazy.
70,000, not 60.
It's fucking really crazy.
They're 30,000 pound bombs. What are they, 35,000 pound bombs now?
Yeah, but the B2 can carry 70,000 pounds.
I was just talking about the two. I didn't need to add on the extra payload. I'd rather add fuel.
Well, in cases like that, every extra pound, it's more than welcome.
More than welcome to do what?
Carry more.
Listen, I'm already talking to investors that are looking to start a chain of med spas in Iran as soon as the government falls, because we are going to introduce electric hair removal or laser hair removal for the first time in one of the hairiest countries on the planet. And we think the market cap could go from like 100 million to $1 billion overnight.
Holy shit, dude. That was out of fucking nowhere, but that was hilarious.
He's like, we're gonna make a killing on aesthetics over here. That's a hairy fucking country. You know what I'm saying?
Has anybody looked at what the currency in Iran has been doing over the past 7 days?
No.
Let me get you a Forex quote.
It's not looking good.
I was looking at the Syrian dinar before the government fell, and now their dinars are worthless. But there was a point, where it was like at 10 cents on the dollar, and then it fell to literally like 1/100th of a dollar. but people trade the forex on this shit. This is why currency exchange is actually currency trading is actually the biggest marketplace in
Wouldn't
the
that be
world.
a penny?
Let's look at Iranian currency calculator.
0.01.
Oh my God! 1 Iranian rial equals point, then 4 zeros at 10, 100,000, 10,000. You get for $1 you get 1/240,000th of a dollar. So it has dropped from basically point quadruple o two to point quadruple o like one or two. Yeah. Anyways, it can't go any lower.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It has plummeted.
In a minute, you're gonna need to pay to hold it.
When I was in Iraq, I'd give this kid, I give him $5, and he'd hand me a stack like I was a fucking big baller worth of like Iraqi dinari, and like I couldn't find toilet paper, so I'd use Iraqi dinari to wipe my ass at the border sugar.
Yeah, you get
Oh my
90,
God.
93,000 rial for every US dollar.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy.
Bro, John, imagine if you took like $20,000 and invested it into the Iranian currency. And then if there's a overthrow of the government and then it goes back to normal, 20 years from now, what would it be worth?
100 US dollars is 420,000 rial.
Yeah.
Do you
You
think?
know there's people doing this shit right now that are buying, trading their fucking $10,000 or $100,000 for this Iranian money. They're just gonna sit on this shit for 20
Oh my
years.
God! There's an Iran Craigslist. Let me check to see what the real estate's going for.
You're gonna buy something there?
Well, I was checking Ukraine when the war kicked off and to see like if people were listing their houses on Craigslist, and sure enough, you could buy like a 4 bedroom, 4 bath condo in Ukraine for like $8,000. You know, nothing.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be there. That's the problem we have.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it's gone when you finally get back to it.
As long as they don't change their currency after a regime change, then your money would be like fucking, oh my God, tens of millions of dollars for like 10 grand.
You'd have to compensate from the old currency to the new currency. There'd have to be some exchange.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You take 10,000 US dollars, you convert it into the Iranian currency, and then 10 years from now, if they have a huge regime change, and now it's worth, just 50 cents on the dollar, and then you convert it back to US dollars. It's like fucking stock market shit. I mean, it's gonna be a long haul if you're gonna do it. I mean, I wouldn't do more than $100 or $1,000 if you can't afford it. You do it, and then they get a regime change, and they're like, "We're discontinuing this currency." Fuck.
Well, like when I tell you that I used to wipe my ass with the Iraqi dinari, like when we went in, we took over their treasury. We started printing the new Iraqi dinari under the new government. So I was using the old one that had Saddam Hussein's face on it, and the new dinari didn't have Saddam's face on it. So I was just saying when I wiped my ass, it had Saddam's face on it.
Yeah, that would be the problem. Is it probably has some fucking mullah on the fucking Iranian fucking currency that they would change it. Then you wouldn't have
Of course
anything.
they will. Of course they will. They're gonna change everything if that happens, bro. If it's a regime change. I posted something. There's a huge ass explosion in Tehran. I don't know. That looks bigger than anything I've seen so far.
Harry, what is that?
I don't know, man. They're saying some big explosion. That was just recently, bro. This was posted like 30, 45 minutes ago. In Tehran.
Someone's like, oh, it looks like Trump. People are small.
I saw that. Yeah. The second image I one looks like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Could be an oil refinery. I don't know. Is gas going up where you guys live in the United States? Or do you guys see like nothing really changing?
I'm good on this end. Then again,
Yesterday I saw something going up.
I saw gas going down here in Florida, man. It went down significantly too. It's really weird. I haven't checked today, but let me see. Let me look on the app and see what it's showing. What is it, Gas Buddy? That's what it is, yeah.
Dude, that's like right by the fucking. I wonder if that's actually at the mountain where that facility is. If they already hit it and we're just not getting intel on, or information on it yet. That's a big fucking explosion.
That's big, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's fucking huge.
I see the video of it. I don't know if you probably.
Did you see the picture, Shuki, or no?
Yeah.
You can probably find the video because when you see the video, it makes it even look more aggressive. You know, more violent, more. You know. Oh, here I found one with the video. Yeah, that shit's crazy. Let's see if I can.
I mean, I guess there's a lot of experts that are saying that the MOP can't actually penetrate that deep. Because the facility's really fucking deep, and I guess it's got like hardened concrete and all kinds of shit in there. So depends like how much hardened concrete and all that that's there.
They're gonna do more than one run.
What I don't understand is how the fuck did India?
More than one run. There is 6 aircraft that need to be in there, and they will be there.
That's the whole cave aircraft. That whole 2 each. That's 12. That's good for a couple runs.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to go down on Thursday.
Why is everybody saying Thursday?
Hey, anybody got the video of that picture or no?
Let me find it. But you said Thursday. A couple other people said Thursday. What?
Oh, some YouTuber guy saying something's gonna pop off Thursday.
Actually, no, it was one of the leaders for Israel that went on a newscast.
Yeah.
Talked about it. He brought up like, you know, Project Grim Beaver, when the beavers were blowing up on the Hezbollah members. But he says, like, you know, you think that was something, wait till Thursday. And that's why everybody's waiting till Thursday.
I see it.
I gotta check Twitter. I don't know if I can find this fucking video.
It's all over Twitter, bro. But like, there's a better one than I saw.
I put it in the chat. The last link I added was the YouTube video from.
No, we're talking about the explosion. Did you see it, Doc?
No.
Oh, dude, check out the fucking explosion that Harry put in there. It's a fucking monster explosion.
Oh, okay, I got you. Holy shit! All right.
Yeah, but I don't know if the MOP makes a fireball like that because it's underground.
No, it looks like a chemical fire in addition to the explosion.
Yeah, maybe like some fuel tankers or something, or fuel.
Well, it's so bright. It looks like what's that one chemical that burns white? Phosphorus?
Like phosphorus, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't see a video. I only see.
It could be the photo
I'm
too.
get video to send to you guys. That's just the pictures there. But I mean, it's pretty much just.
There's obviously some secondaries in that for sure.
Oh, so okay,
That's not a primary detonation. That's a secondary detonation.
There's something I'm seeing. It says reports coming in from Iranian media that thousands of people from Tabriz, Iran, are demanding the Iran's government to launch an attack at Baku, Azerbaijan. Sorry, this comes after Azerbaijan allowed Israel to hit Iran from the territory of Azerbaijan. I don't know if it's accurate or not. That's where that mountain is.
If I would be there, I would never look at it.
It's a giant fucking fire that's burning.
Yeah,
There's a mountain right now.
Well, that's a big plume, but.
And this was 9 hours ago.
Yeah, but that picture shows like a wafting cloud, not a plume. Like, you know, it was just one thing. Like, I think all that fire that you see in that like lift is secondary because like there's no mushroom to that cloud.
Right.
I mean, because if it's from the primary like impact, you always end up with a mushroom, you know, because of the shock wave.
It almost looks like a mushroom, bro. Some of the videos, it really does.
Oh my god, dude, the funniest fucking shit was watching that stupid fucking bitch in Tehran. Like, Yahudis, Yahudis, Yahudis. Boom.
Oh,
Fucking building
the
boom.
Iranian broadcast system or whatever the fuck. Dude, that was the funniest shit. That bitch got off her chair and started running to the left like, where do I go? Where do I go? She's like,
Yahudis. But then that's all from the fucking bullshit.
Well, and even like when the Quran can be contested, I remember I was like watching some vids, some co-branders had sent me about how like the Quran doesn't speak about any such thing as hijab or whatever. Like they were saying, it's just saying like push whatever you're wearing around your neck, like which is around your bosom, which means
Cover your titties.
cover your titties, which you were asking what's her name, that girl?
Kitty.
No, not Kitty, that other girl, Nura, or her name, Princessia,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the
Well, she,
Palestinian girl.
that's only because she called me. She said that.
She told me, I was like, bro, like, come on, like, is he wrong?
Well, she said that atheist Jews are the worst people in the world. Then
What the
I started
fuck?
calling her a fucking whore for showing her titties, but obviously
She was saying that.
I
Yeah, I mean,
don't-
I told her, was he wrong with what she said, nah, guys, come on, you're not that close-minded. I said, no, but I mean, he's also, like, saying what he's saying, right? So. I don't preach Islam and, sort of. I hate this about religious people. The fucking preaching and none of that which they truly practice. So can I tell you something, Sam? I think the back of the... Caleb! I think the back of...
Hello, everybody.
Caleb, hello! Let me send your hearts. Caleb thinks I hate him. He was comparing...
you hate me.
He's comparing me to Mika, bro. Like, gross. How could you do that?
It's okay. Musicians, like,
Just reacting to bloodshed, that's all.
I understand.
I think the back of my nose, yeah, it's understandable. I think both sides are a little bit higher in emotion. We need to shoot the hell down.
Doesn't seem like that's happening, unfortunately.
It's gonna stop, Caleb. They can't continue like this.
I mean, it will stop eventually. The question
I
is
was
when.
just about to ask why the title was the way it was when you changed it.
Well, I had it be We Love Jews, and then Al was like, "You're afraid to say we love black people," and I wanted to show him that I wasn't afraid to do that. But then I changed it back just because that was the original purpose of the room, was to have a little love bomb for the Jews, because they got a lot of hate on this app. So I wanted to be a little oasis in the desert.
You guys find it crazy how it's naturally black and then Jews always get like compared to each other? Like,
Yeah.
it's like people should study that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I understand why. It's because it's two different oppressed peoples, very different trajectories, and it's just kind of, people don't understand oppression. You gotta understand what happened to the Jews and what happened to the blacks. You're not gonna understand it if you don't understand both.
Some blacks be thinking they're the Jews, right?
Yeah, there's silly gooses though.
The
Some
Israelites
black
and all
people,
that.
some black people are Jewish.
That's true.
I'm just saying, sometimes I wonder, like, just about what happened a long time ago. Like, why it's really like that? Are the Jews really Jews? And black is just a color, so, like, why...
Isn't it just the
why
same game though, Marv?
Yeah, I believe it is. I'm just saying, like, black's just a color, you know what I'm saying? So it just, when we keep saying I love Jews and blacks, it's like, who are really black people? What are they really called? You know what I'm saying?
When I refer to black people, I refer to just people whose ancestors 5,000 years ago lived in sub-Saharan Africa. That's what I mean with black people.
Wait, really, Sam? You're not really, because I think when I say black, I mostly mean American black people.
So you don't think that someone from Nigeria is a black person?
I do, but I'd probably call them African or Nigerian.
Yeah, because they don't call them black in Africa. They don't call them black even in Europe.
Yeah. It's just America's so racialized in a particular way.
And it's the ones in America that think they're the Jews. The black Israelites in America think they're the Jews. So they're the I ponder on it, I just think it's
We know that. There's a lot of black people that have tried to, they feel ashamed of being from West Africa for no reason at all. Because they have like self-hatred or something. So they try to claim that they're the Moors or the Jews or the Egyptians or what else do they try to claim?
well, they still say they're the Jews, but they say the Jews came from Africa. That's what they say.
Yeah, but have you ever been on the internet and gotten a spam email? Like, you know what spam is?
Yes, Queen.
I mean, everyone came from Africa originally. We're all from there originally. It's the birthplace of humanity. It's our womb.
I think I personally like studying the North better, though, to be honest, just because of the harsh conditions. So, like, I feel like the surviving, like the way they had to survive in the North, is pretty intense.
You mean like north as in like in Scandinavia or north as in like northern Africa?
Scandinavia, like all the way up there, for sure. Like that's why I'm saying harsh conditions. Africa is. I'm not saying Africa is not harsh conditions, but
Yeah.
time is a whole different ballgame when it comes to surviving and food and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you die if you don't figure out how to, if you don't figure out a nice warm place to sleep, with some fire, you're gonna literally just fucking die. It's very different.
Sam, I had a question for you. A biology, zoology.
Oh, I'm your man. I'm your
Okay,
dog.
so I learned, and it's still a matter of debate, but scientists are looking into this, that dolphins might get high off of pufferfish, like
I've heard that.
intentionally. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've never looked
That's
into it.
wild. I hope that's true.
There's other animals that get high. So some animals, when they eat apples, because they have like multi-chambered stomachs that take a while to digest stuff, that the apple will ferment in their stomachs. I think maybe cows or maybe elephants, I'm not sure which, get drunk off apples. Many of them, or if you eat a number of them, which is kind of funny. Who else gets high?
But what do you think about mixing books with chemicals, and that's what takes humans to the next level? I mean, books are, pre-computer, it's all programming, and then the mass distribution with Gutenberg. Now we have like an exponential explosion in large language models and IQ globally.
And what's that to do with getting high?
I'm saying that, when you, like on Shabbos, if you drink red wine and you study Torah, it enhances the learning. So there's a chemical component to education and maybe evolution of the human brain.
Yeah, I think that. There's definitely a chemical component because we know that the human brain, for example, we know that the human brain grew at stages when food was beginning to be cooked because you can access out more of the compounds and nutrients.
I just looked up how many animals get high off stuff, and it's so many. Okay, so...
But like on purpose?
Yeah, check it out. So moose, elk, and deer, and black bears gorge on windfall and apples, but with no bright plums. The fruit keeps fermenting in their stomachs, producing enough alcohol to make them stagger or pass out. And then Bohemian cedar, waxwings, robins. Small birds can handle alcohol. The late winter binge on fermented berries regularly lead to mash crashes in windows. Pen-tailed tree shrews. They drink nightly from palm nectar that naturally runs. Certain amount of alcohol. And
The brain likes drugs. The brain likes drugs. It wants to get stimulated.
the vervet monkeys on St. Kitts have learned to steal pina coladas and from tourists, and they get drunk off it. Chimpanzees make leaf sponges to soak up naturally fermented raffia palm sap. Fruit bats flies straight with blood alcohol that would floor us. They exploit fermented fruit year round. But then there's also psychoactive fungi. Reindeer actively seek out Amanita muscaria mushrooms, and they get their head tossing and walking unsteadily. Wallabies break into opium poppy farms. They eat capsules, and then they go run in circles. Bighorn sheep will scrape mountainsides to reach lichen. It acts as a mild narcotic. Some risk falls for it. Domestic, what's it called? Cats seek catnip. It's entirely voluntary. And then cattle and horses and elk will, certain plants contain swainsinine, and they, eating it, you'll get tremors and poor coordination. And the dolphins do the pufferfish. Dogs have learned to lick cane toads to get high. Amazonian jaguars occasionally chew a certain kind of vine that has a part of ayahuasca. The locals insist
Okay, so check this out. So this is like a truth of the universe then, of the natural world, that like we seek altered experience, right? A brain of certain size and consciousness seeks its own alteration.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you want to?
That's perfect.
Well, they just did a materials test on an altar in Israel, and they found there was cannabis residue, like on a multi-thousand-year-old incense burning altar.
Getting high like a motherfucker. Getting high as fuck.
I mean, if you think about it, for animals, how can you blame them for not wanting to be high? This shit.
I mean, think about an animal's life. They're in the food chain. I don't want to be in the food chain. I don't want to wake up in the morning and go, is something going to eat me today? So, and that's what most animals' lives are, is just thinking about whether they're going to get eaten. So that's pretty dope. They don't have to deal with that. But while you're dealing with not getting eaten, you might as well get high, eat some psychedelic berries or whatever.
Well, what I'm saying is there has to be either a correlation of gluttony, and intelligence, or, I mean, if you look at it on the long chain, of human experiences going back, like say 2,000 years. I mean, if you've read enough history, like as far back as I can go is like 300 BC, and those are like that's like Roman information. I don't know too much about all the other ancient civilizations, but to get to where we're at now globally, it's like it's still a very small percentage of the total human population that is actually consuming massive amounts of information with drugs, or I don't know. It's just a huge fucking giant consumption on the planet, from like Afghanistan heroin is still a multi-billion-dollar business, They're shipping it to Europe, they're shipping it to the US. Like drugs, yeah. Drugs is a huge business. I mean, it's like peanut butter. People are going to eat it. It's, if you want it, you can get it.
Peanut butter is haram. Don't eat peanut butter. You should only eat cashew butter and walnut butter.
Where do you think in like the past 2,000 years the biggest jumps in IQ have occurred in human populations, or is it still essentially the same?
When Europe forced Jews to have white-collar jobs for 1,000 years, that was a big jump. There's probably a huge jump that happened when culture started. There's like a feedback loop, I suspect, between language, culture, intelligence. Like, it makes sense to have, if you have culture, then and language and intelligence, like those, like, I can say, hey, those berries over there are dangerous, and then you won't eat those, and you'll get different berries, and then you can bring back to the tribe, hey tribe, I have the healthy berries, and then the tribe remembers, oh, those are the healthy berries. Like, it's just like, intelligence matters less if you don't remember it. Culture is just the way of like having like a sort of species memory, or like a tribe memory, and it makes intelligence is less valuable if you can't share it with your homies. That's what language gives you. So much of evolution has been towards the direction of like being able to share information. Like the biggest jump was like when we figured out sexual reproduction. Because it used to be that if you needed to survive some disease, you needed to have a literal mutation to be immune to it. But when we had sexual reproduction, you could have kids with someone who is immune to the disease, and then your kids would be immune to the disease. So you're like sharing genetic information with each other. But now we've just spread that to culture, solution, problem solve, more powerful we could.
Yeah, but I think a man and a woman having a baby today in 2025 is still like the ultimate biological technology in comparison to all the fucking communication spam we have to live with. Because we just live in information overload. You can't even, most people can't even actually process it, comprehend it, take it all in. And even if you can take it all in, you have to question what is the point of taking in all this information that I can now access on my cell phone.
Yeah. I mean, having a baby is trippy. You're making a wholly new consciousness, a whole new being that gets to experience existence. Like, oh, hey, baby, I know you didn't ask for this, but you're going to experience consciousness. Good luck. Have fun.
Well, you could also drive over to Planned Parenthood and have a Da Vinci machine do a biological, separation.
What do you mean by biological separation?
When they tear a baby apart in a womb with a Da Vinci machine.
Are you against abortion?
I think it's 100,000 babies a month at a cost of a 10 billion a month or $1 billion a month. Supposedly, that's what AI says and what Google search says. I just think that like women should be given a check for $10,000 to have the baby because depopulation is real. So at this point, the government should just pay for you to have the baby instead of pay you to kill the baby.
Yeah, but there's 8 billion humans on Earth. How many humans do you need?
No, I'm talking about American
I mean,
babies.
if you think about it, Sam, you are right, but that's why it's like how many people die a day for the same question that you just said. So everything gets handled naturally.
I think women would be much happier getting a check for $10,000 and having their baby on average. I'm talking about a happiness index here, as opposed to going to a Planned Parenthood doctor and having the abortion procedure. It's like giving the money to the
Most of the
voters or
time,
the
that is the
taxpayers.
reason, John. My fault.
Go ahead. What?
Okay. I was just saying, most of the time, that is the reason on why they have abortion. It's always a financial situation for a lot of women.
Yeah, so that's like saying to the taxpayers, like, okay, I'd prefer you not to spend my money on regime change and 100 other items. I'd rather just have the money back. Thank you.
I feel like sometimes they're just so afraid to put the money directly in citizens' hands. I don't know why America is like that, but we are.
I think that fetuses don't have moral status because they don't have minds yet. So like within the first trimester, they don't think they have a mind. So I think they give the moral status of like lumber or like rocks. They don't have minds. So they give you moral status.
Without your body, you know what I'm saying? Would you be anything if you just was a walking head with a brain though? Either.
Yeah, if my consciousness was uploaded into a sheet.
Yeah, see, that's that extra stuff that you wouldn't have been able to do without everything in the first place. So that took a normal person that had everything. Like the brain is just one part of our whole makeup that matters. So like the other stuff had to be built first, but that doesn't mean that it's not a human being just because the brain wasn't there yet to think for itself.
It's just not a mind. It's not a person. It's a human, not a person.
Sam, can you?
You still be alive and be brain dead, bro. Like.
Sam, can you use your imagination though and pretend you're a woman with a fetus in your uterus right now, and like you have a connection to this baby that you can feel that has grown inside of you, and like you're no longer one, you're actually like two, or two in one. I mean, I'm just saying that a woman has to have this like relationship with that baby or organism in its body. So how can you as a man like actually answer that question with certainty because you're not a woman, obviously, and you can't have that special situation. So, I mean, isn't this just a waste of time and spam?
No, it's not. And it's amazing that language allows us to take the perspectives of other people, and imagination lets us imagine what it's like to be other things. I don't think we have this.
Yeah, but as a
Yeah,
woman though,
we can.
brother, that's a whole different thing to imagine that. That's just more than imagining. That comes with pain, time, and a lot of things that you really just can't just imagine and then feel it all and
Yeah,
understand.
that's true because there's a lot of
Guys,
time
if I
involved.
took your mind and I put it into the body of an octopus, you would still be alive. You'd have a different body, but you'd still be you. But if I took your mind and destroyed it, but kept your body, you would be dead. You know?
You see how twisted you sound?
No. That's
So
not turtle
I heard someone on this app,
Brains and octopuses to prove a point.
Marv just moved past his comedy, but I heard somebody say if you have a government, that's the government you deserve. It's like, oh wow, what genius thought of that? I mean, the point is, it's like if you come on this app, you should at least try to do some kind of creative, imaginative work on what could be, or do personal work. But I mean, I don't think I would survive in an octopus body. That's just me.
Because we're humans, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta be humane. So the whole point of doing that is by respecting the process that makes it human. You have no choice but to respect the process that makes it human. So you wouldn't be you right now without that process doing it in the exact way that it did it. So if it wanted the brain to be first because that mattered so much, I'm sure that the brain would be the first thing that would get created in the process of creation, but it's not. So that means everything has to be respected.
But Marv, do you think that everything is political? Because I really do believe that now, that everything is political.
I don't think it should be, but I mean, I feel like people just like debating because we all have a voice. So I feel like it's just always.
But when I say everything is political, do you know what that means? That means money, your dollars, that's political. Abortions, that's political. The vaccine, that's political. Real estate is like every single fucking thing in our entire field of existence is somehow tied into what we call politics or polity.
Because we let our government, run a lot of things in our lives. I think that's why.
But is it like this in other countries? I mean, I know I live in a bubble. I've traveled the world, but like I've never really lived abroad to where I'm just like, "Oh, okay, their government doesn't control every aspect of their field of existence."
Because they outrage too. Like, other countries have revolts in their country and they make it known a lot of things and it gets respected because they're all the same people. I feel like in America, it's just so much fucking, it's just a lot of crazy, it's just a lot of diversity, different opinions, and I don't know, just a different country than other countries for sure.
Yeah, I just think that what you are is your mind, and your body is like a vehicle that allows you to have a mind. But if your mind goes away, your body remains, you're dead. Like the brain dead people in hospitals, they're just dead. They don't exist anymore.
So like if I come on here and I can't talk anymore, does that mean I'm still alive?
I could sleep right now too. And like, what does that mean? I'm just, like, my brain's asleep in sleep state. Like at the end of the day, you're not just your brain, bro. So I understand that's where you think and use your intelligence, but you're not really being intelligent by thinking that you're just your brain. You're not. This whole entire makeup is who you are.
So Sam,
I mean, come first.
have you seen Lawnmower Man though? Do you think men and women are just uploading their brains then onto the internet, and like that's the future of humanity?
How we do that?
But isn't that technically what's happening even with films from the 1920s? People are just recording themselves knowing that those visuals will be ingested by people in the future.
Yeah, but those those recordings are not conscious. And I'm saying what you are is a mind. Fundamentally, you're just a watcher of experience. And that thing, you could take your brain, put it in some other person's body or some other animal's body, and as long as you have the consciousness, you still are alive.
That hasn't always been a thing. That's a new type of technology.
I know.
Type of continuous thing.
You just said we are our words then.
You're not creating a human though when you do that. That's not a human. When you sit here and put your brain into a body of an octopus, that's no longer a human. So what I'm gonna say is, right now somebody shot you in your heart. Like, you're going to feel some type of way about that, right? It's going to feel like disrespect. Why? Because the body matters. It's not like you'll die and then your brain shuts off. But they shot your body. That doesn't matter. So you still be alive then? No, you're not. You're dead.
But then Sam, what are your goals then? Like personally, I don't know if you want to answer it because it's too personal. But like, what are your desires or goals in life, and then like what do you think your desires or goals here are on this app? Like, is it just fun and comedy, or do you have any kind of desires?
Me personally, I just like want to make friends, have community, have joy, have love, have ideas, have like to basically be learn and be entertained and see beauty and stuff. But when it comes to like those my species, well, I want us to spread to the stars. I want us to spread consciousness and bliss throughout the universe. I want the universe to be awake and full of life and full of bliss, and that's what we should be aiming for. But you know, we're too short-sightedly focused on stupid petty stuff to realize that like what really matters is to like spread consciousness and bliss through the universe. And we could do it. We could genetically engineer ourselves to live much longer, be much happier, be much smarter, and we should do that. Like we should change ourselves because we're a broken, fallen species that isn't perfect.
So then what?
The reason why we're broken and fallen is because of our own actions, or do you think it's because the earth can't provide us with what we need to live longer? Don't you think maybe we're just poisoning ourselves and that's why we don't live longer? Like, it's not like we have to be geeks all the fucking time and go and change our bodies because you don't know how to follow the manual on how to take care of your own body. It's a responsibility thing to take care of your body. People like to grow and they like to connect. We like to always talk about ideas, but there's another side of life which is called responsibility, which is a part of your body. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, which is a part of nature too. So like if you would relate with your body, you would understand how your body's connected with Mother Nature. How we have copper in our veins, and so does Mother Nature. And I'm pretty sure the percentage is almost the same. So there's a lot of weird synchronicities and stuff that really does matter. And then we would be able to live longer if we would go down that lane and actually take it serious because we are the earth. So therefore, we don't have to be robots in order to live forever.
Well, one thing is, there's limits to what we are as a species. Even if you eat the healthiest that you could possibly live, you're gonna only live 120 years, and that's like if you're super the luckiest person in the world. And yeah, we can be happy, but there's a limit. We can't just be permanently blissed out as if we were on empty mail all the time. And we can be smart. Like a human can be like, I don't know, 150 IQ, but we can't be like 700 IQ because there's just limits to this biological form. Because at the end of the day, we're just like a slightly improved chimpanzee. We're not like an angel. And what we can do is see our flaws, change ourselves to become better. We need to get control of our biology, control of our minds. The Buddhists say everything is unsatisfactory. Life is dukkha. That's only because our brains are broken. If our brains weren't broken, things wouldn't be unsatisfactory. We would just be in bliss all the time. So,
Well, I mean, so isn't it?
Have a wrong idea about how to fix the problem. They want to just be complacent with our brains. Whereas I think our brains are broken and we can fix them.
So do you think you fixed your brain then?
Why would you think your brain is broken, bro? It's kind of scary.
I mean, because obviously it would be better if I had you right now and your IQ was 700 and you lived 1,000 years and you were always in bliss, and I said, let's take those away. Let's make you only 100 IQ. Let's make you live to be 70, and let's make you only mildly happy. You would not say, thank you, Sam. You would be like, you're a monster, Sam. What is wrong with you? And so because you just have the status quo bias to think that what we have now is good, you don't think about what could be and what could be better. And what we have right now is just a slightly improved ape, but we could become angels. So we need to sort of change ourselves to become angels.
We can't become angels when we keep wanting to destruct and become robots, bro. Like, it's not happening. Not that direction. Like, you're just turning yourself into a materialistic thing that can end up getting destroyed by nature. So that's not the way to become an angel. Is what I really believe. I don't believe becoming a robot and transferring your conscience, which is nothing but thoughts, which can be transformed into a bot like these AIs right now. That's not really everything to being who you are right now in this realm that we're in. out the brain. But like, if you die, do you think you go somewhere else, like where the angels are? Like, or do you think you just die and then you're never remembered again?
You die, you never remember it. You enter oblivion. You just cease to exist forever.
So what makes you think that you're still going to live just because somebody transferred your thoughts, which is nothing but electrical currents, to a robot? What makes you think you're still going to be alive?
Because I think that my mind is a mixture of the pattern of firings that I have and causal relatedness to its house to itself. And if I'm able to change my, be causally related to this other pattern, and if the pattern is similar enough, then it's just going to be me. In the same way that I'm still the same me as me 1 week ago, even though lots of my atoms in my body have changed. What's the same? Well, I'm causally related to that other self, and the pattern is similar. And so that's what will keep me me, keep me alive.
So Sam, how do you respond to the Buddhistic sentiment that there's not a speck of dust out of place in the whole universe? Does that
Yeah,
help
that's,
enlighten people whose brains need to be fixed?
no, that's just evil.
Well, I mean, isn't it a reframe?
Depressed, bro.
Isn't it a
I feel like
reframe
you're
then?
depressed in the mental, like the way you make it seem like you're depressed in the mental, more than people who are telling that are natural are telling you like this is bliss. You're like, oh, I have a headache, and I feel like we're sleeping, and it's like, how that doesn't make any sense.
Just think about what the Buddhist. It sounds good to say there's no speck out of place in the universe, but then you imagine like a 12-year-old girl being mutilated and dismembered, and imagine the Buddhist looking at that being like, there's not a speck out of place in the universe, and then you go, oh, what you said was a stupid platitude, and actually what you should do is stop the person who's torturing, dismembering this little girl, and yeah, it's actually just you being a coward and you being pathetic. You're not going to try to stop this from happening.
I could use my natural body to stop that from happening. I don't need to be a robot for that.
But you'd have more ability to help more people if you were a cyborg.
That's why, but I'm really not even trying to troll. I'm really kind of curious because I feel like if you transfer your conscience to a robot which isn't even alive, doesn't have a body at all, it just has materialistic things that we've made to be able to send signals to certain areas to work properly, and it's just mimicking what you are, but that doesn't mean you're still alive from it mimicking you. And that's what I feel like a lot of people are going to get tricked on here. So they're going to realize that once that process happens and they take this chance, because it sounds all thriftful, they're going to realize that, and nobody's going to know because, we don't even know where dead people go either. So it's just going to be spooky when I see a lot of people sign up to do this shit and they really think that they're still going to be alive just because the thoughts got copied. Like right now we got 5G, man. We got 5G out here, right? They can damn near already tap into brainwaves in fucking waves. And it's just they can literally mimic you right now and put you in a robot. But that doesn't mean you're alive, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but you have to ask the philosophical question of why are you still
somebody hits that, you're done for it too. So it's just like I'll try to be like make it seem like everything's all damsy and perfect in life. But I do feel like the reason why it's not is because as humans we always want more and more, and that's literally the reason why it's kind of not. And that's why the Buddha gets a lot of heat for a lot of peace and nature. But if the one that was doing the savage shit was fucking listening to the Buddha instead of listening to somebody else that told him to go chase the bag or go chase, probably wouldn't even be doing that to that girl because he would have known how to be like the Buddha in the fucking first place. So it's like being in tune with peace and nature. Believe it or not, look at a fucking tree and how long a tree lasts. It lasts for a long ass fucking time because it's peaceful and it's still. Now, we as humans, that's our downfall, and I think that's why we die, because we have so many spurts of just fucking ideas that we just wanted forever. Like, think it's good. Not everything is fucking good that comes across your brain, like, at all.
Hey Sam, I'm curious, what in the Dhammapada do you not agree with?
I was looking at this recently. One second. First off, well, one is specifically for Shafan Namar, like, people have pacemakers, but they don't have hearts anymore. They just have robots' hearts. And that's fine, because that heart is just a blood pump. It's not your soul. But...
People are mental too, man. And I feel like at the end of the day, people have brain problems too. Like you can go, it would be a bunch of tit for tat back and forth. Like we could just keep bringing in these examples, doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's people with brain problems too. That's what I'm trying to say. Like that stops them from having a complete personality that makes you want to even upload it into a robot in the first place. So I mean, yeah.
Alright, so here are the major tenets of Buddhism, and here's which ones I think are wrong. Life involves dukkha, aka unsatisfactoriness. That's true, but the Buddha fix that is to change our brains rather than to just accept it. Nirvana is a thing that exists, but it's not one thing. There's lots of different mental states that people call Nirvana and enlightenment, and people think that's just one state and they're wrong. Yes, things are impermanent, but matter is how impermanent. I think lasting for 1,000 years is better than lasting for a second. I don't believe in non-self. I think that you have a self, and it's what makes you have the consciousness you have. That's why you don't have my consciousness, because we're different selves. Karma.
How long's the list?
Karma and rebirth are just superstitions. They don't exist. You can stop there, I guess, if you want.
I mean, the point is, I asked you, what in the Dhammapada do you not agree with? The Dhammapada are the sayings of the Buddha, not, the Buddhistic religion. I mean, you gave me, like, the generalities, but nothing from Dhammapada. So in the scripture, or the sayings of the Buddha, what in those sayings do you disagree with? I'm basically pointing out that, like, this ain't book club. I mean, but I wish it was.
Alright, so I'm reading. I asked what are the main points of the Dhammapada. It says, mind perceives all states. Our experience is shaped by thoughts. Also thinking thoughts into happiness. So that's true. Heedfulness is life. Constant vigilance, conduct, and meditation is good. Actions have inescapable results. That's true. Taming the mind is difficult and conquering others. That's true. Conditioned things are impermanent and unsatisfactory. I mean, yeah, I guess, but I still think that the unsatisfactoriness and permanence come in degrees. So I disagree with that. Anger burns the angry. Yeah, but also anger helps to deter bad behavior. Speech matters. Yeah, that's true. Craving is the root of all grief. No, I mean it's one of the roots of grief, but it's not the only one. I mean, the mere fact that you can have cluster headaches is a source of grief. That doesn't have to do with craving. It's just your brain's broken.
Cluster headaches.
Simple living through desires. That's generally reasonable. Wisdom is not book learning, but knowing what leads to peace. That's true. Self-reliance is good. Meditation is okay. Compassion is good. Nirvana is the highest good.
You know, I mean, Nirvana's alright. I think that, again, there's different mental states that are called enlightenment. There's different clusters of enlightenment. And people are confused, but I think there's just one thing that's enlightenment.
What I think is interesting, a lot of what you just read, you agreed with, but yet it contradicts your original assessment of Buddhism and your disagreements there, which I find kind of interesting. I mean, don't you think books are just programs? And if you don't actually put a program into your brain, you're just basically a cell phone without any apps, and therefore you're boring?
Yeah, that's true. Alright, well, I want to go. Keep talking to you guys.
Where it can be questioned, so I will leave the could there. You can have, that's the same space that later on provides room for you to be wrong. It's the same space that allows for whatever you were thinking to be refined. It can be, oh, what I was thinking was correct, but this, and this didn't need. This part of my thinking isn't correct. So
That's because you're the only moderator and you're a hypnotist wasting everybody's time with your bullshit. Just. Got him. This is my favorite daily Bhagavad Gita chant.
यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्त्युपहृतम्
अस्नामि प्रेतात्मनः
अश्नात्
Alright, we're gonna go into anonymous mode and see what we can find.
It has been.
Hungry for bloodshed. You gotta just slow down. Just thirsty.
Please, can I handle the shit?
We got a man! We got a man!
Fatima, can you please mute Fatima?
You want to put on some fucking shoes and start taking your sandals off, you
Mother
fucking
truck.
dirty, what the fuck is wrong?
Mother truck.
It says now the mask on like it's fucking
PFT
2020.
Landon, I'm a Landon twin. I'm Landon's older brother.
Are you done? Are you done?
John Landon the second.
Let him exhaust his frustration. Go ahead, page one.
No, I'm done. I work with...
ever fights with anybody in his life.
Can I have a few moments for myself,
Yes, please go ahead. I can't wait to
No. I want to hear you. No, page one. I want to hear you.
Let me have fun too.
Can I, guys? Am I not allowed to have fun?
No.
So okay, page one. Go ahead. Call me Paki. What else?
No, I'm done.
No. That's not enough for me.
No, I only do it one time an hour.
Is that all that you get paid for to do by the Zionist lobby? By the Hospital Department?
I wish I was getting paid by APAC. I don't, unfortunately.
No, you get paid. Not enough probably, but you do get paid.
You are free each.
I wish. Are you getting paid by the Qataris, or are you getting paid by Hamas, or what?
No, thank God nobody needs to pay me. I have enough money.
to speak for the Palestinians, speak for the Iranians who are being right now bombed. And I will do it every day.
You don't need you to be a spokesman, bro. That's what I know for sure.
I really don't want you to speak for us with your nasty ass.
I don't need your.
Go put on your shoes.
Your prince paid
Rayan, when two adults are speaking,
Alright, what are you saying?
Kids shouldn't intervene. Your papa didn't teach you that. So Pejman, here's the point. No, I was going to kick you down, but mistakenly he got kicked out.
Oh.
So shall I bring him back and kick you down?
No, leave Ryan down there. He just, Benjamin's a little.
So here's the point, Pejman. Anyway, engaging with you doesn't make any difference to the conversation. It doesn't make any positive difference. So I would rather not engage with you. So here's the point, Amir. I was reading a few news. You just shared a few news things. So I believe Iran announced that all its citizens should delete the WhatsApp app because Iran believes that WhatsApp Meta is supplying information about the WhatsApp users with Israel. It's sharing it with Israel. So this is one news that I got. The other thing that we got was...
I saw that. I read that article.
The other thing I got was that all the airports throughout the Middle East are, in a state of kind of turmoil because many of the aircrafts cannot fly because they have to take the route where the missiles are flying. So most of the flights in the entirety of Middle East is being grounded. People from all over the world, they're all grounded here and there. They cannot move around and so on. So this is another domino effect of the war, affecting everybody in this world because of what this Zionist regime started. So the other one that I saw was, in all these things, the G7 issues a statement saying Israel has a right to defend itself. The same old BS. Israel has a right to defend itself. From what? From a war that it started against Iran?
We on that same shit. We on that same shit. We're calling the FBI and reporting Amir for saying that Shia sleeper cells are going to strike us.
I just wanted to make was that Israel is
You can't come on here and make death threats, motherfucker. I'm going to call the FBI, have your door punched in.
It has found an opportunity to kill more and more Palestinians in Gaza. Yesterday, more than 50 Palestinians, who
I've had
are
enough of
basically
this for
seeking
one
aid.
day. I know what's going down.
They were
Alright,
literally
sounds good.
slaughtered by one of their tanks. Literally slaughtered on the spot when they were trying to seek aid.
Yes. I think
Martel, you're back, huh?
Unnecessarily. You see what happened with Hamas. You saw what happened with Hezbollah. You saw what happened with Assad. The same thing is happening with Islamic Republic of Iran. In about a month and a half, Islamic Republic of Iran is going to be gone.
Why are you telling us?
Everything, the Houthis are fucked.
We don't care, Bruce. Sorry, I muted you, brother Fez. Bruce, we don't care, okay? Hold on, Bruce, that's your problem, okay? You should worry about that.
I'm here. Don't you find it ironic?
Hold on. We're worried about the civilian population inside Iran.
The civilian population are rooting for Israel. The Iranians, Muslim Iranians,
Bruce, you're going on a whole fucking, hold on. You're going on a fucking.
They want to make a building they want to name a city after Bibi Netanyahu. They're begging.
Can you stop coming off the mic? Please don't come off the mic.
Amir, why don't you let him talk, man?
Tajman, mute up. Okay, this is not your room. I'm not going to allow you to speak. Last warning before we move you down. Do you see Iran on the title?
Yeah, Iran.
Do you see Iran? Do you see Iranian flag in the title today? No, you don't. No. Bruce. No, it's a bro. Oh my God, this guy does not want to shut up. Last warning before I move you down. Okay, last warning. Just stay muted. I'll give you the mic. Oh, okay.
It's not our
Have a
business.
safe flight. Have a safe flight. Get lost, man. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking bitch.
If you guys want to overthrow your government, that's your business.
Yeah, that's your business. Go do whatever you want to do, man.
I'm really very curious, like, Benjamin, if you can answer this. Why don't you go fight with the Israelis, kill your own people, and overthrow your own government? Why don't you do that?
He's a pussy.
Hold on. Right now you had me, Ryan, and Bruce are all Iranians, and we're all telling you something, but you don't want to listen. So who's the problem?
No, but Benjamin, so what we're trying to discuss here, the fact that Israel attacked Iran. Okay? Now your issue is something with your own regime. We're not Iranians, you know.
Correct.
But since you have a big issue with the regime and you're okay with the Israelis attacking your own country and your own people, why don't you go fight with them, kill your own people, and then overthrow your government, your regime?
Let the Iranian talk too. You just keep talking. You don't let the Iranian talk.
I get a chance to.
It's not good.
So answer, Benjamin, answer.
So airplane, we have tried in 1999. There was a student uprising. There was a student uprising in 2003. There was a uprising in 2009. There was an uprising in 2017, 18, and then the Women Life Freedom in 2022. All of them got brutally crushed by the IRGC and the mullahs in Iran. This is not news. Every single time is anywhere between 100 to 1,500 got slaughtered by the Iranian regime. This is not a kumbaya. Oh, let's make peace. Oh, let's hold hands.
Sure.
This is not Gandhi. This is not a Martin Luther King government. This government needs my dick, your dick inside of the asses of this regime. End of story. Now,
one second. Again, we're here to discuss the fact that Israel. One second. We're here to discuss the fact that Israel attacked Iran.
Miss him. Miss him. Can you stay quiet for a while, please? Airplane, go ahead.
So Benjamin, again, we're here to discuss the fact that Israel attacked Iran and killed your own people, your civilians. So can you contribute to this? If you have something with the regime, we're not Iranians. We can't help you with that. We don't know about it.
That first Thursday, last Thursday, when they killed all of the regime's commanders, everybody was happy. Everybody was happy. Popping bottles, champagne. Well, you guys don't drink, but
who was happy? Who was happy?
The Iranian people were, by and large, extremely happy.
Again, yeah, Benjamin, this is not what we're discussing.
No, you're saying why don't you do it yourself? And I agree with you. The Iranian people should do it themselves, ultimately, yes.
But you're forcing us to talk about something that we're not talking about.
No, you're talking about Iran.
Okay, but we're not talking about overthrowing the regime. That's something that you want to do. We don't want to do that.
Can we share the mic?
We're not Iranians.
Listen, baby, whatever you do and whatever you say will fuck you off.
Can we share the microphone?
We destroy you. We will destroy you, baby killers.
Okay, thank you.
Can we give the mic to Point and then to Miss him?
That's so emotional. Anyway, for those of you that read Trump's tweet.
I'm talking about the reality, you baby killer. You little baby killer.
Mute up. Mute your garbage up.
No, Moose, you stay muted. You don't have to get involved.
Good. All right, so for those of you, thank you very much. So those of you that read the tweet, as you know, I trade on the market, and we rely on the tweets a lot to show us where the market will trend. So we have to break down the tweet and understand what's hidden in it. What's hidden in Trump's latest tweet is one, a death threat to the leader of Iran. But more importantly, Trump is like a child. He can't keep his mouth closed, so he revealed that it's all Palantir. If you really read what he said,
what the fuck is
we know where you are. Shut up. We know where you are. Right? Remember that facial recognition thing I told you guys about, Project Lavender? So that's what he's bragging about. And it's unfortunate that Peter Thiel is running amok, but this is what the Zionists do. So what the plan is for Iran, that's why Trump said something much bigger. That's what he said after he left the G7. what I believe they're planning is the total elimination of the officers of the entire regime in one hit, regardless of where they're stationed or hiding. And the only people that have that software to do that, as we know, Amir, is Palantir. Thank you.
Mason.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Mason, go ahead, Mason.
Oh, you're talking
Mason,
to me?
is there-
Can I talk, guys? Please?
No, Darvish.
Why not?
Mason,
Why
no,
not?
Mason, no, you didn't ask to be allowed to talk. Mason requested. So after Mason, you will speak. If Mason is not there, then I will give you the mic.
Okay.
That's how it goes. Mason, go ahead.
Brother, just wanted to say, these Zionist kids killer have crossed all the red lines, yeah? And I promise you, we'll destroy them. And that's God's will. I'm not saying we as Iranians will destroy them. That is God's will. And it will happen soon, I promise you that. And the Palestinians is going to be free.
Oh, Amir, I'm sorry. One other thing, Amir.
Point.
Let her finish.
For you. There is only one. If you want to save your life, baby killers. Listen, baby killers. If you want to save your life, there's only one way. You have to leave that to fight in Palestine. That is the only way. We don't leave you alone. We don't leave you to have to be living in a peace. That's it. We destroy you. Enough is enough. All the world is sick of you. All the world is against you. Because you're wild. Because I can't even call you animal. I can't even call you. You're absolutely Satan. You're absolutely Satan. Evil. Yeah. You do not deserve to have a country which you don't have. You have to fight in the Palestine. We will free Palestine, and it will happen. You will see that.
Thank you, Mason.
Amir,
Yeah, point,
the other
go ahead
people
and Darvish.
Okay,
Point,
Amir, the part I left out, I'm sorry. And the crowning glory to my theory was, guess who was presented on Bloomberg for a long interview this morning? The Shah of Iran's son. Yeah.
Oh, now you get me fucked up, Tajman.
Okay. Baba چقدر کسوشه میگن. Oh my God.
Stay muted, Darvish.
Okay, guys.
Mason, please stay muted. Pagman, stay muted.
Iranian people, they don't call Israel enemy. The enemy of the Iran is Islamic regime and killing us about 46 years. So don't try to believe this. Don't try to
Mason, let him speak. Mason, please, Mason, let him speak. Mason, let him speak, please.
You know, you say that Mr. Airplane said, Israel attacked Iran. No. Israel, they didn't attack Iran. Israel defend themselves. The October 7th, with Iranian,
Can you stay muted, brother?
I don't know. They can stop.
Darvish, go ahead. You continue.
October 7th, with Iranian money injection to Hamas. And Hamas attacked Israel.
They defend themselves.
It was all plan of Iran. So don't blame Israel or Israel attack. 46 years Islamic regime killing innocent people in the Israel with Iranian money. So please don't tell us Israel is enemy of the Iranian people. Another thing I want, Israel, they try not killing Iranian people so far. And all time they hit all the oil facility, electricity, the IRGC and that stuff. So please shut up.
Mason, let him land. Mason, please.
Iranian and Israel, they have a great relationship about over 3,000 years. We have a history together. So we are not going to change this history and fuck this history. Because
Okay, Darwish, please land in 15 seconds.
Yeah, I want to ask him a question after
Okay,
he's
go
done.
ahead.
Go
ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Airplane.
So why don't you go fight with the Israelis and attack Iran?
Enough is enough.
1 second, Nathan. Why don't you go fight with the Israelis and attack Iran?
Say again, sir. I'm so sorry. I couldn't hear.
Why don't you go fight with the Israelis and attack Iran?
We don't fight with Israel. This is problem of Islamic regime.
No, I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand.
It's not Iranian problem.
You
Sir, we don't have any problem with Israel.
Okay,
Israel wasn't even existing. What are you talking about for
They have a
7,000
problem
years?
with Israel. They hijacked my country.
No, my question, this is not my question.
Islamic regime,
It's not my question. That's not my question. So you have Maitham, 1 second. You have a problem with the regime, is that right?
Exactly.
Okay, and right now Israel is attacking that regime, is that correct?
Okay.
Why don't you go fight with Israel?
I don't have a problem. Something wrong with your brain.
No. I tell you what you are. You're probably somebody that lives overseas,
You don't listen to me.
and you got paid by the Zionists to cause this up, you know?
Okay, Airplane, we'll give the mic to Nation. Okay.
Problem with Israel.
Okay, we got your point. We got your point, Darwish.
No problem with Israel. These people, they say they hit the rocket to Israel and kill kids of the Israelian in the land of the Israel.
Okay, Darwish, we got your point. We got your point. Thank you. We'll give the mic to Mason. Mason, you wanted to respond to me. Darwish.
Yes, brother. You know, whatever he say is absolutely bullshit. Yeah, he's a liar. Israel is not a country. There's no country called Israel. Exactly what in Palestine. You're saying you've been friends with Iranians for past 3,000 years?
من پسرم نتو اشغال کردم جونی
Pageman, stay muted, Pageman.
See, this is the problem. We're not Iranians, Pajama Man. We're not Iranians, buddy. Like, you have a problem with your regime.
Let me say, I tell you.
Darwish, can you stay muted, please? Darwish, we give you the time. Mason, have you finished, Mason?
Brother, I just wanted to say the majority of Iranian people are supporting our government. This is the reality. Do not listen to this Israeli baby killers propaganda, yeah? We're not going to give up until the baby killers give up. Oh, we're going to wipe them off. Do not listen to the propaganda.
Okay, thank you, Mason.
Let them give up.
Yeah, we got your point. Let me respond to Darwish now. No. Darwish, can I respond to you, to the points that you made? Okay? Please, stay muted. Thank you. So first of all, you said Iran and Israel has some 1,000 years, 3,000 or 7,000 something you said.
No,
a relationship.
3,000. Don't go
Okay, 3,000.
3,000.
Okay, Israel was created in 1948. So I do not know, and I know Iran has a long culture, very old culture. I don't deny that. That's probably going beyond 3,000. But Israel was created in 1948. That means it's just 77 years old. So I don't understand how a very old culture like the Iranian or the Persian culture can be similar to the culture of a country that was created just about 77 years ago. That is point number one. Point number two, you also said that Iran has been supplying or helping Hamas, and Hamas carried out an attack on Israel, on Israeli land.
Islamic regime. Iran is different.
No, Darwish, please don't push words into my mouth.
Bias, can you let Gia, please? Can you let Gia, please?
Where is he?
He's in, he should be an audience.
Okay. Okay. So you said Hamas carried out butchering in Israel and on Israel's land. First of all, the entirety of Israel does not belong to Israel. Okay? Israel did like I said, Israel did not exist before 1948, and Israel is an illegitimate creation by the United Nations. Okay, it's a reality today. We accept the reality. It doesn't mean we will call it legitimate. Then the second point, if America and many other Western nations can help Israel kill 60 to 70,000 Palestinians in Gaza and continue to starve 2 million of them, why shouldn't Iran or any other country in the world help the Palestinians? The Hamas is not, it may be a terrorist movement for you, but for many of us, for me in particular, Hamas is not a terrorist movement. It is a resistance movement that is fighting to free its land. I do not agree with many of the methods that it employs, but it doesn't mean that I will call it as a terrorist movement. It is not. Whom I will call as a terrorist movement is somebody who kills children, babies, simply because they belong to a particular race. In this case, Israel IDF, which kills children. If you really, if you have empathy for humanity, I suggest you go and look up the articles written by Jewish people, Israeli historians, Israeli academicians, who clearly write what Israel is doing to the Palestinians in Gaza. So this is the second point. And the final point I want to make is, Israel did not have the right to attack Iran. It was unprovoked. Israel went to war on Iran on the 13th of this month. On the 16th of the same month, of this month, Trump had announced that we are going to have a final discussion with Iran. That was on Sunday, We are going to have, and we will see, we are going to push Iran to sign a deal, zero enrichment deal with US. And he, in fact, requested, at least on paper, we all saw, he said that I have asked Netanyahu not to go to war with Iran. Israel could have waited for 72 hours to see the result of that agreement, that negotiation that US and Iran were going to have in Oman on the 16th. But no, Israel did not want a negotiation. Israel did not want a peace deal. Israel wants to continue the wars. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with, and if you're thinking, Darvesh, if you're thinking that because, no, listen, I'm not done, Darvesh. If you're thinking that it's all because Israel loves Iranian people, you are mistaken. Israel doesn't love anybody in the world. It loves itself.
And one more thing, how can you say that Iran attacked Israel if Israel came out and said that they attacked Iran? Like, are you fucking out of your mind? Like, where do you come up with that shit?
There's before I let you go, there's a couple of articles that said American intelligence has said that Iran does not have nuclear weapons.
No, Tulsi Gabbard, Tulsi Gabbard confirmed. Darvish, 1 minute. Just give me
Iran tried to make a bomb, guys.
No, Darvish, I'll tell you what happened. In 2003, the Islamic Republic of Iran signed an agreement, and they said we will not develop nuclear weapons. Okay, we will only pursue. Listen, Darvesh, please.
Let me tell you.
No. Let me complete what I'm telling you.
President.
No.
When you.
Please. When I finish, yes, thank you. In 2003, Iran signed an agreement with the organization, the IAEA organization. It has another name. I can't recall it. Anyway, it signed an agreement by which it said we will not pursue nuclear weapons program. Okay. In 2005, that is this year, in 2025, March of this year, Tulsi Gabbard, the National Intelligence Director of the United States, in a Senate hearing, confirmed that U.S. intelligence has verified that Israel has not assumed its nuclear weapons program, and Israel is years away from developing a nuclear program, and it is not pursuing any nuclear program as on date. This was in March of 2025 by Tulsi Gabbard. Okay? Now, you people keep saying that Iran has weapons. Israel has weapons. If Iran, I will call the mullahs stupid because they should have gone ahead, developed the nuclear weapon. If they had had the nuclear weapon today, Israel would not have dared to attack them. They made a mistake of, believing these Zionists in the US and the Western world and thinking that we are having a, we have to honor the deal that we made with them, and they did not develop a weapon. They should have developed a nuclear weapon. This is what it is. Anyway, there are some new people in the room, so I want to give them the chance. So G is here. He wanted to speak. Then Sedupati wanted to speak.
I also want to speak to Faiz.
Yeah. So we'll give the mic to some new people. G, you want to go ahead? Yeah. Okay. 30 seconds, Darvesh. Then G. Then Sedupati.
President Trump, he gave a chance to Iranian regime about 60 days. And they try everything to come to table and talk to us. You are not allowed to make a bomb. But I'm so sorry, they make a bomb. They try to make a bomb.
They did not make a bomb. No, guys, Darvish.
No, fuck you, motherfucker, stop my dick, motherfucker.
I think this guy is mentally unstable.
Okay, guys, let's mute up for a minute, for a second. Let's mute up. Let's have some peace in the room. Okay, Darvish, the point is that he's left. Okay.
He left it, please.
Yeah. So the Darvish, the point is that
awesome.
when the National Intelligence Director of the United States says that there is no weapons program and Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, why is it so difficult to accept what she says? Because, if you don't accept that, what else should we accept from what comes out of America? Anyway, we'll give the mic. G, you wanted to speak?
Yes, but I couldn't understand what exactly that Dariush's point was. But
he didn't have one.
Was saying that Iran has a bomb or something like that. He said
he said Iran has a bomb. We kept telling him he doesn't have a bomb. Tulsi Gabbard confirmed that he doesn't have a bomb. And anyway.
Iran, the leader of the Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei, has signed and is known as it's haram. For those that knows that haram means it's a machine or bomb or anything that creates a mass murder by the Islam is a haram. There might be certain area that this can be, that I'm not sure, but so far has been signed by the leader of Iran. It's called haram. It's prohibited. However, this can be changed. Most likely, I'm not sure if Iran gets attacked by any bomb or a small or big one. This can be immediately go, gets different and get signed up and ordered, because now the threat is it's emergency and Iran has to defend the people from against the enemy. So that situation, it might get changed. However, my belief is Iran has prohibited and has not going that direction because of that Ayatollah's signature. But Iran is on the ready stage. Meaning Iran has everything that needs to put together, just in case if they want to do something stupid that will cause Iran have no choice to do it. So that's just like in Japan right now. Japan is on the ready stage. Like if they get attacked or anything, they assemble it, they put it together, there you go, they have it. So it's in that level. It's not been together and it's not been signed. So until the leader and the Khamenei is in charge of all the army of the Iran. So he's the head of the army. So his signature is important as a leader, and all the IRGC, National Guard, it runs under the direct order of the Ayatollah Khamenei, and from the top to the bottom generals, and they get the order, they do the follow up the order. So that's on that. These people, they come in the room or spread any news like that, they should know the Irani's country has been part of the NPT and has been under heavy inspection, and the most camera out of all the countries that are part of the NPT, Iran is the most heavily been inspected by the inspector of the NPT organization. So the Mr. Garisi, he's in charge, the head of the in that organization, and he's on his every signature for every report that is been heavily has been reported many times. That has been reported that Iran, is in compliance with every step of the process. So for I don't know how he know that we don't know if if he has seen the bomb, let us so we go ahead and see it. I have no idea where they're doing it. So,
Iran also sent out an invitation 2 days ago for the West to go do inspection in Iran. By the way, if you missed on that one.
Yeah, Iran is clean. Iran doesn't have it. Iran is clean.
Iran has nothing to hide. There's somebody new in the room. Edward, can we give him the chance first? Say two.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for giving me a chance. My question is, the world is so much biased in regarding the nuclear policy because there are certain powers are having a nuclear weapons. See, for example, in the Middle East, Israel is having a nuclear weapons. Okay, so why not other countries like Iran and other Arab countries should not have a nuclear weapon? They should have a nuclear weapon. So, if the world is not that considering that there should not be a nuclear weapon, every country should destroy it. US should destroy it, Britain should destroy it, France should destroy it. Then they should teach other countries not to develop nuclear weapons. So this itself is not a proper thing. If IAEA is very much concerned about people, they should order every country who is having a nuclear weapon to destroy it. Then the humanity will prosper. Then why they are telling you other? For example, I'm telling is India is having a nuclear weapon. The same Pakistan is also having a nuclear weapon. There's been some balance in the region, which is the conflict itself is not going ahead because of the nuclear weapon. The balance, the conflict is not proceeding further. The same thing should be there in the Middle East. Some countries should have a nuclear weapon, like Saudi or Iran, because Israel is having. They should. So the other countries. I think today IAEA, I am not proper. They also raised the concern, like this thing, this free hand for Israel will make other countries to develop nuclear weapons because they will be frightened. Today Iran, tomorrow why not other countries? So every country will try to develop the nuclear weapons now. So this will happen. So
excellent point, Setu. Excellent point. That's what we all ask, and that's what everybody is asking in the world. Israel has nuclear weapons. It is confirmed. They are believed to have anywhere between 90 and 40 nuclear bombs. Okay, 90 and 400. And they do not allow IAEA inspectors to inspect their sites, their bombs. They also do not. They are also not a signatory to the NPT, Non-Proliferation Treaty. That's the only country in the world that has not signed the NPT. Okay, and there are among the 9 other countries. There are 9 or 10 countries that have nuclear bombs. Israel is the only country that has not signed, and every other country like Iran, which do not have nuclear bombs, but they have, they use nuclear facilities for peaceful purposes like development of energy and so on. They are all signatory to the NPT. They allow IAEA inspectors to go and inspect to make sure that nuclear bomb is being produced. So thank you for that share.
Yeah.
Edward, I just want to give you the mic.
I just want to add a single point because the same rhetoric that the Netanyahu is telling for 25 years, the Iran is 5 days, 7 days to develop a nuclear weapon. He's telling the same lie for 25 years, and the Western media is believing that. I don't know how they are believing this nonsense.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Anyway, the other point that I wanted to make was, forgot. You said something. Okay. Anyway, Edward. No, I wanted to respond to G, but after Edward.
No, okay, I have a single question.
Can I
yeah, let Edward speak.
I've been waiting. So, what has not been mentioned, and with Netanyahu's rhetoric of the Zionists, when they say that they have a 3,000-year-old history and relationship with the Persians, Iranians. This is misleading because when Cyrus, and they're referring to Cyrus, the king of Persia at the time, defeated the Babylonians, which were they had like Syria, Lebanon, Palestine, and Iraq. I think Iraq was their home territory, or the main part of the Babylonian Empire. So when they were defeated, Cyrus took over that whole area and allowed Jews to go to Palestine, to Jerusalem. However, there were Jews already there over 1,000 years before that. And the Jews that went over there, which is fine. But here's the fallacy here. When Netanyahu talks about the 3,000-year-old relationship with the Persians, Israel and the European Jews were not a part of this relationship. The relationship were those that were indigenous to the area, which were Israelites, the kingdom of Judah, the indigenous people, basically anybody that came from the Canaanites, which are the Palestinians. So the relationship with the Persians, with Cyrus, this 3,000-year-old relationship, is not with the Israelis. It is actually with the indigenous people, the Palestinians, who were Jewish, then Christian, then Muslim, and some, of course, stayed Christian and Jewish. But it was with the Palestinians, not with Israel. And no one is called Zionists out on this app, or I haven't seen anything on social media saying this, and this is history. I'm not making this up. You can look it up. There was no European Jewish nation 2,500 years ago when Cyrus allowed the Jews that were expelled to go to Jerusalem. And then those Jews mixed with, the indigenous people, and, the descendants are the Palestinian people. And that's the relationship. Just wanted to say that.
Okay. I just wanted to share. G, are you there? Are you listening to me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you mentioned that the Ayatollah Khamenei, because of Islamic principles, declared that development of a nuclear weapon is haram. I agree with you. He had declared it, and he adhered to that promise. He adheres to that promise till date. Okay, but this is my perspective on that. He is wrong. Respectfully, he is wrong, because development of a nuclear bomb is not haram, in my opinion. Use of the nuclear bomb without justification would be haram. I am not a scholar. I think Mr. Khomeini is a scholar. I am not a religious scholar. So, but my perspective is, it would not be haram to develop a nuclear bomb, but it would be wrong to use it, without justification. Having said that, let me tell you this. We, that is, I'm referring to the Muslims of the world, are living in a place now which is literally infiltrated by the Zionists. And the only thing that Zionists do is create friction between people, amongst people, between Muslims and Christians, and so on. Okay, so if I was in Khamenei's place, I would have developed the nuclear bomb immediately when he was told not to develop it and kept it ready for use. If they had kept it ready for use, Israel would not have dared to attack now. For example, take North Korea. Why? North Korea is supposedly, everybody in the world agrees North Korea is the most repressive regime in the world. Okay? Most repressive. There is no, even Russia believes it is so. But nobody touches North Korea because North Korea has nuclear weapons. So that is a deterrence that everybody needs. Like this previous speaker, this gentleman Setu said, everybody has a right to a nuclear weapon. Why, if Israel can have it, why shouldn't Iran? Why shouldn't Iraq? Why shouldn't Saudi Arabia or Turkey for that matter? Everybody has a right to nuclear weapons. Either everybody has it or nobody should have it. That's it. Al Kagame. Hello, sir.
Norm, what are you talking about?
Can I respond to you?
Yeah, yes, G. After that, Al Kagame.
Yeah, I'd like to respond to you anytime.
Okay, Mr. Kagame, Al Kagame.
Yeah, no, I actually like what you were saying. I agree with everything you just said. I was reading the title, and my perspective is actually quite simple, man. I think the issue is we're literally allowing genocidal maniacs to lead us into war. Like, it's interesting how the West, its leadership is ran by genocidal maniacs, and we're allowing it to happen. It's really insane. I'm actually kind of surprised people aren't revolted. I don't really know what else it's going to take for people to revolt. This is much, it's interesting because in America, we had the whole January 6th protest, and in my opinion, this is far worse than anything that may have happened in terms of the election. This is insane to me. So, yeah, man, right now I'm kind of listen, I'm kind of flabbergasted at what's happening. It sounds like Israel is going to lead us into World War III, and we're going to lockstep and follow Israel into it.
All right. Thank you. Can I respond to that?
Yes, G. Yes, G. Yeah, please.
Thank you. See, you have a point, but also Iran has its own point, Ayatollah Khamenei. I'm not that level also, but I look at it different way, and I look at my own precise from military aspect and capabilities. Could be the reason why Iran doesn't need. Iran has the capability of. One, just tonight, Iran used the Fatah hypersonic for the first time. I believe, until it gets confirmed, there was a few around the nuclear facility in Israel. It's called Dimona, not direct. Most likely around. Just give them a little warning, last warning. This can go up in the sky, and what you have created is gonna be very devastating for your own citizenship. For those that think that you can have nuclear weapon and they are well protected, let me give you an example. Russia has the most out of all the countries put together. Yes, you heard me right. Put all countries around the globe put together, and still you don't have enough what Russia has. Is Russia gets hit by the Ukrainian? Yes, they get hit. Are they using it against the Ukrainian? No, they don't. That's just for deterrence. That's when you attack, they will attack you back. Okay? So that doesn't mean they cannot get hit, Russians. Russians on day and night, they get hit. As a matter of fact, they give a green light from the NATO and American members, oh, go ahead and hit as much as you want, as far as you have. Okay? So that doesn't bring, that's a clear evidence that Russians are not even safe. That's just for deterrence. So it could get very ugly for those countries they do have. What if get hit by missile from another country, in this case Israel? What if get a few of those missiles that Iran demonstrated tonight that show how vulnerable is Israel? By the way, go take a look at the news. What a devastating night was for Israelis. And I'm so sorry for those people that didn't take my advice to learn how to swim, because inside the government closed the border, airport, and now people, they have money, they're renting a boat, they run. But how many boats are over there? There's not much boats or tourist boat to rent or steal. So those people will stay over there and they will suffer, like I have said many times in this room. America and the rest of the gang Bibi will use every single of the Israeli people as a victim of this war, just like NATO and America used the Ukrainian as a victim of their own agenda against Russia. Same thing is happening, and who is paying the price? Bibi is hiding. Bibi most likely is not inside Israel, even inside. He took off most likely.
I want y'all to stop blaming. Can y'all please stop blaming the United States? Because Donald Trump already has demanded Iran's unconditional surrender. So at this point, you can't keep putting it on the United States.
United States is absolutely involved. Wait until the F-35s will reveal and some of the special will reveal also. Don't start saying that the United States has nothing to do. Every shit has happening around the globe. United States given a green light. So don't think they're very innocent.
Gee, don't waste your breath. She's a small brain.
Who are you calling small brain? Because I'm a patriot and I'm proud to be an American citizen.
Because your parents are related.
Because my parents are what?
Listen.
That's not funny. I'm just saying right now, there's a lot going on. You need to stop blaming everybody except the players who are involved.
Sound like their first brother and sister, siblings.
Yeah, because you can't attack the argument, you attack the person. So who really has the small brain? Who really has the small brain?
You're just MAGA. You're not a waste. You just not the waste of.
Sister, what gives you the right to tell Iran to unconditionally surrender? Who the
I didn't say that. Donald J. Trump said that.
Trump. Who is he?
Because he's looking out for Iran's best interest.
Really? So he's making them surrender?
Was the United States looking at after Iraq's best interest?
How smart are you?
Was the United States looking after Iraq's best interest?
When they killed a million people.
Oh, because there wasn't ever any weapons of mass destruction. We have our intelligence that has said.
I'm not gonna do this conspiracy theory with you.
It's not a conspiracy theory. Oh my God, she's dumb. I told you she's dumb. I told you her parents are related.
Yeah, parents are definitely related. Directly related.
Some people think she's the average American.
Yeah, talking about people having related parents is very offensive when there's some cultures that practice that as part of their culture.
Oh my God.
And some of those cultures are in this room, so that's very offensive.
Oh, look at this woman. You think Muslims? She is so fucking backwards, bro.
So again, that's very offensive to people. That's very offensive to.
I'm sorry.
Offended others in the room.
Is your are your
I
parents
make-
related? Are they brother and sister?
I make my last 30-second.
Can't help that you're from West Virginia, honey.
I land in the 30-second.
Georgia.
So brother Fayez, my last point to you. Every country, including Iran, every nation, every country around the globe that has enriching uranium facility, atomic bomb enriching uranium facility, is vulnerable to get hit and gets out of there, and it becomes devastating for their own citizen. So as much as you can have a bomb or any technology, and at the same time, it's a very dangerous if get hit by missile or some other heavier stuff. It can leak and create a devastation. So Israel is included. So if they want to want to go forward, Israel is going to be target number one. What other countries has? They want to get the next one target, so be it. They're going to be. Same thing, Russian had that fear with Ukraine.
Yeah,
Finland
and Switzerland.
Yes,
and Montenegro.
Exactly. They are very vulnerable sites. And
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think we all can see that. I think we all can see that Israel is definitely trying to take land. Take land. They really are. Next it's going to be Egypt. Next is going to be Saudi Arabia.
No, Israel.
You love these conspiracies.
No, Israel will not rest. You see, I mentioned this earlier. Just a week ago, they had a conference in Israel. The cabinet ministers participated in just before the Israel started the attack Iran. I think 2 days before that, probably on the 11th or 12th of this month. They had a conference in Israel. It was allowed. Media was allowed, so it was reported widely, in which all the ministers from Netanyahu's cabinet participated, and some of the American senators and other AIPAC poodles participated in that, and they moved a resolution in that meeting, in that conference, saying that West Bank and Gaza should be annexed immediately. So that was the first point. And the second point was made by their heritage minister Eliyahu. He said that at the same time, we should, as soon as we annex Gaza and West Bank, our next target should be to annex the entirety of Lebanon and Syria, because Lebanon and Syria, parts of Lebanon and parts of Syria are part of the Holy Land or the Eretz Israel. Therefore, we will have to immediately move a resolution to annex Lebanon and Syria. And if you study the report, there's a guy called Avi Lapkin, Evilapkin. Avi Lapkin is an American-Israeli citizen. He also has a small extremist party. He runs a political party in Israel. Okay, he has never won an election, but he is very influential with the Zionist Christians who support the expansion of Israel in the United States. Okay, he has a report. He has published a report in which he says that as per Genesis 15, I have to admit here that I don't know what Genesis 15 says. I'm just saying what he said. As per Genesis 15, in the present day's geography, a part of Medina in Saudi Arabia should also be part of the Eretz Israel. Therefore, we should not rest until all the 7 places which are in 7 countries right now, besides Palestine, should have to be taken over in order for the Messiah to come to the world, the Messiah to return. Okay, and he says Medina is part of that, and he quotes Genesis 15. And like I said, I don't know that much about what Genesis 15 says. So they are not going to stop until the so-called Eretz Israel is created. So that means we are looking at instability in the Middle East for the next 50 years or maybe even 100 years, our children and their children and probably even their children, our great grandchildren will also be facing the same kind of turmoil that we are. I say that Israel as a state as it exists today, the Zionist state needs to be dismantled immediately by whatever means, however it is to be done. That's the only way for the rest of the world to live in peace. Or else Israel has to change its, declare openly, clearly state that we are not going to expand, return all the lands that they have already stolen from Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and so on, and stick to the lands and free Palestine and stick to the lands that were given to it in UN Resolution 1948, that is 181, UN Resolution 181. That's it. These are the only two options, and they have to happen because our children and their children are not safe as long as Israel exists in the current form.
Wednesday, where do you get all these conspiracies? Do you watch YouTube or something?
Oh my God, another woman obsessed with me.
What's the conspiracy theory that she mentioned?
No, she's mentioned a couple of them now.
Yeah, which one are you referring to?
I said Iraq, that there was never any weapons of mass destruction.
Give her answer. Give her
Is that a
chance.
conspiracy
No,
theory?
give her a chance to answer. What conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
She's saying that Israel is going to go after Egypt and all these other places.
Why is it a conspiracy
They say
theory?
it themselves.
Yeah,
Why is it a conspiracy theory? Tell them.
It's unfounded.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show you a video of the former finance minister talking about it publicly?
The literature.
Sorry?
Can you read?
I would rather read the literature.
You could see the guy actually saying it, but yeah, there is literature about
But
it.
you know, AI nowadays, I don't know what to trust. I
not AI.
prefer something that's pen and paper.
Okay, pen and paper. You can read about scripture saying we're coming after Damascus now.
Not on a computer, because AI comes to the rest of on computers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah, Israel has never denied this, by the way. This is why Israel does not define its borders. Because it's an expansionist power.
So, is this like an Israel hate space or something?
No, it's a realistic space.
Okay.
Yeah. Does Israel define its borders?
I would think it does. Yeah, it's on the map.
Find it for me. Find me where the Israeli state has defined its borders.
Okay.
Brilliant.
I love the confidence.
We're going to get somewhere now.
I love it.
It absolutely is a Israeli hate space.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. We can hate Israel.
And Wednesday.
Oh my God.
I mean, if Israel did expand, do you really think that would be a bad idea?
Yes, I think it would be a very bad idea.
Have something to say if you allow
Why
me,
would
please.
that be a bad idea? Haven't they been pretty successful as a nation in a very short period of time?
So I think it's just no, wait, hold on.
No point,
So I
bro.
think
She's
it's
trolling,
just-
bro. She's trolling.
Wait.
She's a troll.
I
Just
think
calm
it-
down.
Yeah.
Brother, she's troll.
That-
I want to
that's
pass the
fine.
mic to new people. We got Lonzo. We
Let
got
me just say one thing to her.
Bro, forget about her, man. She's a troll.
Just one thing, bro. Troll. Let her talk. So I take it you have Googled whether or not Israel defines its borders. You came up with no, Israel does not define its borders, and then you came back for another stupid comment.